Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this intro is going to sound a little different from the audio of the actual reading because I'm filming this intro separately. Basically, I started to film the reading for a specific element, but I was guided to basically do the reading for the collective for all signs. So we're not doing element readings this month. We're not doing the fire, water, air, earth like we usually do. We're doing a collective love and spirituality reading, and I'll explain more about why I'm doing this and the direction of my channel in my next video. But yeah, this is going to be a love and spirituality reading for all signs, and it's going to be for singles specifically. I'm actually breaking it up into singles and couples. So this will be for people who are single, who have possibly just left a toxic relationship and is trying to move forward, or if you've just been single for a while now and you're still working on yourself, still hoping to manifest a divine partner in the near future. This reading may resonate with you. It may help you to discover some things that may be blocking you from, that love. And I'll also, like I said, be doing a couples reading, which will be more for people who are in relationships or who have a divine counterpart, but they are separated and working on themselves in order for them to come together. If that's the case for you, then the couples/relationship reading may resonate more. So I'm going to be uploading that right after this one. I think that's it. So let's jump right into the reading. And also, I will be doing an extended as well, as always, and the link will be in the description box. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Your first card out is the suppression card. So what I'm seeing here is that a lot of you are hiding something about yourself. You're suppressing a certain aspect of yourself that you could be ashamed of. I feel like this shame is weighing on you more than you know, because I'm sensing that you could be somewhat wearing a mask. Like there is a part of you that you present to the world, or a part of you that you present to other people. And we all have that. Like, I'm not saying you're being fake or phony or anything like that. We all have that mask or that aspect of ourselves that we present to the world. And then there's that aspect of ourselves that we keep to ourselves. But the problem is when you only accept and like the part of yourself that you present, and you are deeply ashamed of the part of you that you have to yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, for those for people who have like a healthy sense of self, or have a healthy self-esteem, it's like, yes, they have that mask that they put on for the public, but behind closed doors, who they are, like that deep intimate part of themselves, they're happy with that aspect of themselves too, in comparison to what I'm seeing here, which is, like I said, the mask, or what you're showing to the world, or the energy that you're putting out to the world that people can see. It's like you really, really enjoy that part of yourself, and you really shame the part of yourself that's, that you're with when you're alone. And it feels like that could be blocking you from love. That could be making you feel like you are undeserving of it or unworthy of it. And so it looks like one of your tasks is going to be that part of you, or that piece of you, that intimate part of you that only you can see. It's like needing to make friends with that part of yourself, and not just enjoy the part of yourself that other people see or that other people praise. I'll pull one more, because what I'm hearing is that that part of yourself is actually the part of yourself that comes out when you're in a relationship. Like the mask that we wear and that we project to the world, that's not the same as when we're in a relationship. And that's what's so beautiful about being in a relationship, is that intimate part of ourselves that usually we only get to see, our partner gets to see that when we're in a relationship. So if that intimate part of yourself that you only get to see is something you're ashamed of, then how could you ever really get close to a partner? You see, it's almost like you'll be projecting that mask to the partner too. Like that, whatever you put out to the whole world, you'll put it out to that partner too. It's like you'll never be able to be intimate or be close, because there's like this sense of shame. We'll pull one more. Just gonna clarify that really quickly. Yeah, official person card. So for some of you, this is specifically about you it's kind of like the mask that you wear, or what you present is like this person who's very much in control, or that's who you want to be. Like that aspect of you that you're ashamed of can make you feel shame because it possibly comes from not being in control or having your power taken away at some point. So, for example, just being very, very deeply hurt in a past relationship and having no control or power over the way that person treated you and how, they made you feel, you could have started to carry a lot of shame from that. And so either you're projecting to the world that you're extremely in control, but you feel like you're not, or you feel very helpless, or you feel very weak and vulnerable inside, or it could be that you are just really trying to reach this point of feeling like you're completely in control because a part of you feels ashamed that there's an aspect of you that sometimes isn't in control. And what I'm seeing here is that you have to accept the fact that sometimes not being in control is human. Not being in control of your emotions sometimes is human. I read a quote earlier that said, it was from Dissociate did on YouTube, a channel specifically educating people about DID. And I saw a quote from that channel that said, we didn't need to be stronger, we needed to feel safe. So that's what I'm seeing here. It's like some of you felt like you wouldn't have been hurt in the past, or you wouldn't have had those bad things happen to you in the past if you were stronger. But that's not true. You didn't need to be stronger. You needed to be safe. Whoever put you in this position, they needed to keep you safe. You didn't need to be stronger because it's a part of being a human. You can't be superhuman. It's almost like if someone did something to you in a relationship and you reacted in a way that was very explosive or emotional, and now it's like I need to be in control at all times. Even if someone hurts me, I want to be able to be like, I don't care, goodbye, and block them and not care. But you can only do that and be in that type of control when you're not fully connected to anyone emotionally, so is it worth it? Is what I'm seeing here. I hope that made sense. Excuse me. Moving on to the next card, we have the moment to moment card. So with this card here, this is your blockage. I'm seeing that some of you have a very difficult time living in the moment, and I feel like that goes back to what I was saying about, suppressing that part of yourself or not liking a certain that certain aspect of yourself. It comes from past hurt. It comes from past hurt and thinking about what has happened to you, and then thinking about how you never are going to allow it to happen to you again. You're never present. It's like always past, future, past, future. The past, this is what happened to me. The future, I have to avoid it happening to me again at all costs. And you're never present, and that's causing a lot of anxiety in you. And again, that's also rejecting that wounded aspect of yourself, because when will you ever have time to be present with yourself? And that wounded aspect of yourself needs your attention. So when will you ever have time to be present, It's like you're trying to avoid that wounded self. Like I said, it's being suppressed. And that's why it's like past, future, because if you're never present, then you don't have to address that wounded aspect of yourself. And again, this is going to be things that are really blocking you from love. Pull one more. Mature man. Okay, the mature man card, I'm reading this as an outside energy. For some of you, it could have been someone who hurt you in the past that's taking on this mature man energy, meaning someone who had a lot of masculine energy. Doesn't have to be a man, but someone with masculine energy who just seemed to be very in control. Like they seem to be very in control of their emotions. And I imagine that could have been very triggering for you, especially if there's an aspect of you that feels like, you want to be in control. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want people to have the ability to hurt you. This person looks like they kind of exude that, or at least they pretend to. I mean, you never know what's going on behind the surface, beneath the surface. But it's like this person from your past could have pretended to exude that, and it looks like you could have saw them as powerful because they triggered you and they made you feel something deep emotionally. And it almost feels like they had control over you because of the fact that they were able to trigger you and maybe you weren't able to trigger them. And so you could subconsciously be trying to be them because you want to be powerful and you don't want to be hurt. And so you kind of look at this past person as someone who's powerful because of the fact that they had so much control over your emotions. But that doesn't necessarily make them powerful. It just means that you were attached to them. And when you're attached to a person, they're going to have control over your emotions. If this person wasn't as attached, or they're just a detached person, that doesn't make them stronger. It just means that they're just a detached person, you know. And you have to understand that and realize that sometimes people are just, we're all just different. There are some people who are not as in tune with their emotions, and when you come across those people and you date them and they are very careless and reckless, and you can't seem to hurt them, but they can hurt you with whatever they do, you can start seeing them as very powerful because they're in control of your emotions at the moment. But that doesn't mean that you're weak. That just means that you're human. And so you have to accept the fact that you are human, is what I'm seeing. Pull one more. Yeah, false person in reverse. I was just asking my cards, asking my guides, is this referring to like someone who was a manipulator or played mind games? And I'm seeing here that that's not necessarily the case. It could have been that type of person, but this could literally just be a person who's just more detached. And it doesn't have to be a specific person who's in your life. Maybe you look at other people who are more detached and you think that they're powerful in some way, or like that you wish you could have been that, but you're not meant to be. You're not meant to be. I understand wanting to be more in control of your emotions, but make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. You know, make sure that you are wanting to be in control of your emotions because you don't want to hurt people with, you know, being explosive. You don't want to hurt yourself being explosive, or, you know, you want to be able to make sure that you're keeping yourself safe, and that you're not just giving people ammo to use against you when you're upset. It's like, don't try to change and be detached from a place of, I want to be in control because I'm ashamed of my emotions. I'm ashamed of, you know, who I am. And so I want to detach and kind of transform into this new person. That's not coming from a healthy space. So yeah, all these things are really blocking you from love. Projections in the reverse is your advice. So what I'm seeing in this projection card in reverse is for you to really reflect on who you are and the aspect of you that you're ashamed of. And there's a need for you to stop comparing it to things outside of you, like that person who was able to control your emotions, who, you know, you had strong feelings for. Don't compare how you reacted to how they reacted, because you're two different people. It's like getting to know this hidden or suppressed aspect of yourself that's wounded is going to require you to kind of tune out the outer world, like tune out other people, tune out like the urge to kind of compare how you should be or how things could be, and accept yourself for who you are at the moment, and make peace with who you are as you are on your journey to becoming a better version of you, or a greater version of you. It's like needing to really get to know yourself outside of other people, like outside of the way that you've related to other people, outside of the way other people have made you feel. And I think this quarantine time, this lockdown time that we're all having, would be a perfect time for this, to spend a lot of time alone, because often we are looking at ourselves through other people's eyes when we don't spend enough time in the present and getting to know that wounded aspect of ourselves. And so that's what I'm seeing here, like needing to see yourself through your own eyes and to detach from seeing yourself through other people's eyes. Ooh, that was kind of deep. Yeah, singles. So that's what's kind of, that's one of your blockages when it comes to love. I'm going to extend this. And the extended, I feel like we're going to get more into these cards, like these blockages that I'm seeing in these cards, but then I may actually pull another spread. I'm just going to go with it intuitively. We're just going to do it intuitively. So I will see you guys over in the extended video. This was really deep. Wow. I'll see you guys over in the extended video. I'll leave the link to that down below on Vimeo. I'll make sure that I'm making my extendeds more affordable, because I know that with everything going on, it's kind of hard to, you know, make money. Some people are out of work. So I'll make sure that I'm lowering my prices so that everything's affordable. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my extended. Bye.